The reboot of the Tomb Raider series lets you play a young, unexperienced Lara Croft who's going through a process until she is an adventure heroine. At the beginning you have no experiences with weapons, but during the game you will earn, with an upgrade system, new skills, for example with bow and arrow. You're gonna be confronted with moments which will keep in mind when you ended the game, so the developers wanted to see you crying or that you get haunted by those moments in this adult adventure. Lara is not anymore this untouchable caricature of a strong character. She is a vulnerable, realistic girl who makes her way through the jungle to survive. Downloadable content for Tomb Raider is confirmed, and future Tomb Raider games are gonna be based on this reboot. In Dead Space 3 you're gonna play on an ice planet which comes with new scopes such as interesting terrains combined with frost. Dead Space 3 shall be scarifying and creepy, but in case it's too scary you can play it with a friend together. The developers don't want to lose their fanbase, but they also want to make a game for a bigger crowd, so they are trying to combine the typical horror with new elements. They created many new necromorphs, for example the so-called fodders, who can transform into different types of necromorphs. Routine space passages are back, but there are also new features like the weapon crafting, where you can build or modify weapons. So if you want, you can spend 100 hours on this game when you are interested in tinkering new weapons, in discovering all beta paths, or when you play through this game again in the co-op mode.
Are you with me?
Metro 2033 was an uncut rough diamond which had a huge success. In the beginning the publisher THQ didn't pay enough attention to this game, but when they saw that it gets so many great reviews, they said that they don't want to make this mistake again. The setting of Metro Last Light is a post-nuclear Moscow where you live in the metro. There is a civil war, and the mutants that live on the surface threaten the existence of people. The atmosphere as well as the graphics make an excellent impression with more destruction and a minimalist HUD. The developers want to unsettle the player constantly and lead them to keep their own vulnerability in mind. They are trying to make the game look awesome on every platform, but of course PC gamers have a slight advantage. All in all, Metro Last Light wants to be a flawless masterpiece. In Crysis 3, you return to New York, which is reigned by the Cell Corporation. The landscape has changed totally to a veritable urban rainforest with different environments called the Seven Wonders. Each wonder offers a completely different area of New York. Once again you play as Prophet, who is on a revenge mission to destroy whatever the Cell's trying to reach. For that you have an extensive arsenal of weapons and the stealthy so-called compound arrow. The all-known CryEngine has been improved once again, so Crysis 3 shines once again with awesome looking graphics. This time Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 were brought to their limits, so don't expect graphics like on a modern PC, but the developers worked on new technologies to deliver the same experience on every platform. And the multiplayer mode is back with new game modes like the Hunter mode, where one team plays as a Cell soldier and the other as a hunter. If a hunter kills a soldier, this guy respawns as a hunter. Gears of War Judgment, the fourth title within the Gears of War series, gets back to basics.
Lieutenant Baird.
Less talking, more action. The Kilo Squad is accused of treason during the Locust War, so they step into the battle once again. The lead designer and inventor of Gears of War, Cliff Bleszinski, left Epic Games during the development because he needed a break after 20 years at Epic Games. But that doesn't have an effect on the game. The multiplayer is free of charge for the first time ever. It comes with new game modes like a simple deathmatch where everyone fights for himself. but of course team-oriented modes like the new Overrun mode will be there too. And a class system was introduced to make the game more balanced. Whew. God of War Ascension is a prequel to the entire series. Set in Ancient Greece, Kratos seeks vengeance to Ares, who tricked him into murdering his wife and child. This time Kratos shall be more sympathetic and act in a more heroic way and more human than before when he became the God of War. Everything got either revamped or created completely new. The combat system, the monsters, Kratos himself, the scenario and of course the graphics, which even got better again. The developers built in a multiplayer component for 8 players with a small story plot where the players can fight each other. Also you can customize your soldier and ally with one of 4 gods of the Greek mythology to get new things. One of the biggest surprises of 2012 was the announcement of Ubisoft's Watch Dogs, in which you play as Aiden Pierce, a real agent but at the same time an anti-hero with diverse skills, whose most powerful weapon is the ability to hack into any network system. Watch Dogs is an open world game and it gives you the control over a whole city. For example, you can manipulate the traffic lights to trigger a multiple collision, or you can see many information about every person with your smartphone. The atmosphere and especially the graphics create an optical masterpiece, but we need to wait if this richness of details are possible on consoles too. The innovative and dark vision of the future impressed the players as well as the critic.
No way!
One of the most anticipated games in 2013 is the PlayStation 3 exclusive game The Last of Us. It is a survival adventure game set in a destroyed Pittsburgh where an unknown virus transmuted most of the population into bloodthirsty beasts. You are Joel, a survivor who prays to protect 14-year-old Ellie. The developers are trying to make this as realistic as possible. Everything what you do has consequences. For example, if you make a wrong decision, it's not easy to get out of the situation, because if you open your inventory, the game does not pause. So before you enter a setting, you need to make a decision about your method to survive, stealth or aggressive. There will be no co-op mode in the main campaign because it would destroy one of the most important features of the game, the relation between Joel and Ellie. But The Last of Us definitely has a multiplayer component. Also, a series of comics shall be published in 2013 where the past history of Ellie will be revealed. Oh yes, he kept us waiting for a long time, but now he's finally back in a third-person stealth action adventure open world shooter. You heard right, open world. There are many different areas and you can, for example, fly with a helicopter between 2 places. For the first time ever you can even drive vehicles. The new Metal Gear contains also a realistic day and night cycle which will take an active influence on the game and the world around you. Hideo Kojima, the Legend lead designer, says that there also will be a multiplayer component. The predecessor is one of the best PS3 games ever, and it's awesome that Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes will be a multi-platform title.
Of course, if you pull it in somewhere where it gets spotted easily, it will get shot down, so you need to be careful.
はい、これ割り9でなってますけど、これ自
And now
分
you
で
hear Flight of the Valkyries here. You can actually adjust this. You can choose whatever song you want for this.
あんまり許可かけると見つかるんで。
Jesus, your therapist has a lot to answer.
GTA 5, the most wanted game in 2013 for each gamer, I guess. 3 characters, an open world which is bigger than GTA 4, San Andreas and Red Dead Redemption together, awesome graphics, dynamic missions and new vehicle handling. Finally you can fly jets again and many more new planes, an enhanced shooting system, an epic story with funny conversations, a big focus on robberies like bank robberies. You can switch between the 3 protagonists, which leads to a bigger variety, an incredible number of side activities like golf, jet ski, parachuting, tennis, hiking and strip clubs and many more things, and I can't wait anymore. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't care about my bad English. I'm a German dude and my English is not the best. Please don't forget to subscribe and check out the video responses.